I guess our intro is not working.
Yeah, Mickey.
Welcome. What's up, guys? Your FieldChoice.com week 2 college football show. Pete Cole here. I'm here with Chris Duffy. We did last week's show. What's up, Chris? How are you?
All right. How you doing? Ready for week 2 here?
Yeah, we decent week last week, especially the off slate. So last week was just such a damn long week, though. We had Thursday games, Friday games, all the showdowns, and Saturday. They made the showdowns on a week, Labor Day, and all that. So this is a much more comfortable with this slate. This is an early look, everybody. So once again, we take this early Friday morning. So it's an early look, but just give you an idea what to look for as we research today and tomorrow. But good week last week. Once again, your FieldChoice.com. Check us out. $25 a month. Right now, we're going to be putting out the college football NFL promo, I think, today or tomorrow, but $25 a month, all sports. That includes DFS, that includes props, that includes our cores, our plays, one-on-ones, Discord, so on. Discord.gg/your fielder's choice. So once again, this is not live. We won't have anybody live asking us questions, but please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and we're good to go. And once again, I'll bring it back. So Chris Duffy's here. He's my college football sidekick, college basketball sidekick, and it's been a long week already, right? NFL starting. You have an NFL show coming up too, right?
Yeah, we'll be doing that Saturday 9:30 in the morning. Ready to rock and roll with the NFL too. Getting all the football in, getting some good college football, then NFL, and starting all over again, man. I'm stoked.
It's fall. I get that weird feeling in fall. I don't like fall. That's why I moved to Florida. I can't stand the change of the seasons, but I still get that feeling, even though the seasons don't change.
We know you die here, so it's all right.
True. EPL show tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. That'll be live. That's Adam B12 and Riley picks. They've really been crushing this week. If you look at our winning lineups room in there, it's a lot of GPP wins, a lot of money being made, and soccer, definitely. And of course, MLBs. We're not doing an MLB show every day like we were, just because everybody's into football now. We're really looking towards college football, but we're still doing, MLB's heavy, the cores every day, the top plays articles, and so on. So we had a lot of viewers on the first week show last week, which it was, or whatever, the week 0 show, whenever we had our first show,
week 0,
whatever week it was, we had a lot of views. So thank you for watching. Hope we get a lot of views this week. And what we're gonna do, I know a lot of people don't like watching these shows for an hour, so we're gonna try to shorten it. We're gonna do just by position. So we're going to do quarterback, we're going to do running back, receiver. Then we're going to give our temporary cores, nothing to lock in, but our top 2 or 3 plays, and then a few prize picks, and then we will get out of here and wish you all luck. So let's go. First of all, it's a 14 game slate, correct? 14 games on DraftKings. We're pretty much talking DraftKings here. If I see a couple of FanDuel plays, we'll talk about them, but our Discord will have the FanDuel plays in there also. But I think it's 14 games. The highest total game on a slate is going to be Tennessee at Pittsburgh, where Tennessee's a 6-point favorite. That's your highest. We have like 3-4 teams, looks like above 60 over under. Alabama at Texas. Bama big favorite by 20. Then we got Wake Forest. Hartman is back. That surprised me. I didn't see that coming. I thought Hartman was done for a while. It's one of my favorite quarterbacks. But he's at Vanderbilt, -13 against Mikey Wright, one of my favorites. And then the last game, Houston at Texas Tech, which I'm really interested in that game also. Houston is Texas Tech's a 3.5 point favorite at home, Texas Tech. So they're your top 4 games and the over-under. We'll take it from there. Quarterback. So you want me to go first? You want to go first? Who's your favorite quarterback, or it's up to you? You worked all day. I did a little bit more research than you. But.
Yeah, go ahead and start, and I'll jump in when you're done, or whenever. I know you've been talking about about Mike Wright all week, so I'll let you get at it.
That's what. So my problem with quarterback, I made like a little list here, and I like a lot of quarterbacks, and usually I don't. Usually I like 3 or 4 or not even like 2 or 3 quarterbacks. I like a lot this week, and right from jump, it was all about Mikey Wright, and I thought I was gonna have a sneaky pick here, and obviously now that I haven't seen any ownership out yet, but I am seeing a lot of people talking about Mike Wright. I'm seeing projections where he's one of the top point per dollar quarterbacks on the slate. I think he is him and like Tyler Buckner, but Wright, I'm a huge Mike Wright fan. He had 2 great games already. So let me see. They're 2-0 right now. The first game, let me see. He was awesome in that. He's right now. He's thrown 30, completed 31 of 50. Sorry, I'm babbling. 391 yards. I'm trying to let my computer catch up to my mouth. 6 touchdowns. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. Now, last Saturday against Elon, I mean, he did everything. He broke records in Vanderbilt. He threw 4 touchdowns. He rushed for 2 more. So he's the first player in Vanderbilt history to account for 6 touchdowns in a single game, I believe. Yeah, and no Vanderbilt quarterback has ever thrown 4 in a single game since Kyle Schumer did that. And that was like back in 2000. When was Schumer there? 17, I think, 2016, 2017. And Schumer's also the last Vandy quarterback to have 6 touchdowns in his first 2 games. And so it was 2017. But Mikey Wright, dual quarterback. He's fast. We talked about him in the first slate we talked about. He's getting done in a ground game. I mean, he's 6'4", 195. Right now he's got 24 carries, 247 yards, 4 TDs on the season. And he's also one of the first Vanderbilt running backs to have back-to-back games of touchdowns in quite a while. So my guy is Mike Wright. They're 2-0. They're facing Wake Forest. Right now, they had a good defense last year. So, but different team this year. I like Wright a lot. And I think the game is going to go off. I think the game is, it's going to be higher scored, and 65.5 is pretty good over-under. Wake Forest has done the defense that they had last year, and right now, I mean, hey, Sammy Hartman going back, it's going to go back and forth. But Mike Wright's my top guy right now, and he's one of the cheapest guys. So I'm on Mike Wright for cash. And who do you? Well,
let me
just
reiterate. I mean, that price is tremendous. As you're speaking about them, I'm looking at some things here, and they're 13-point dogs. He's going to be playing from behind, according to Vegas, right? I looked at PrizePicks as you're speaking of him. Man, he's got a 250-yard prop passing. Let me look. I just think a lot of people are going to use him. I think it was 250, but his rushing prop was 61.5, which is one of the higher ones for quarterbacks. You're getting a dual threat quarterback here at 5,400, playing from behind in a 13-point game. One of basically the second or third highest total of the slate, outside of some of the others that are like 30-point favorites. So, 5,400. I think. I don't know. He's probably going to become chalk. I think it's a good price for him.
I think so too. That's my problem. I didn't think he would be for soap, but I think he's going to be.
Yeah, he's good play there. But you know what? I talked to you a couple of days ago about. I'm not going to talk anybody off from playing the slate, because I'm definitely playing the slate. I may cut back a little bit though, because there's just so much in play, and I might try to. I haven't looked at the other slates yet. The 3 o'clock. And the 7 p.m. But sometimes you can do better on those slates. But like I said, I'm not talking anybody off playing. This is actually a real fun slate. If you go to quarterback, I think a way to actually get a little different on this slate might be able to spend up on someone like a Bryce Young. He's 10-2. Ain't nobody paying for him right now, most likely. You saw what he did last week. Was it six or 7 touchdowns when everybody wanted a Kane. A Kane to do well. Bryce comes out and gets. Sorry, did I get mixed up there? Not a Kane. Gibbs. My fault.
Yeah,
Gibbs didn't have the best of days. So maybe it's Gibbs' turn, right? But I think if Bryce could be young, but and then you got your guys like Hartman in that same Vanderbilt game, right? I like him, and I think he'll be a little chalkier. Smith against Houston, he might be popular like him. One guy really popped out to me. I don't know if I'll get him low owned. Is Hooker. This is a 67 total, right? His price went down 1,100. They're 6-point favorites, and I think he's going to be somewhat overlooked here. It's early, but I don't want to say he's cash. There's, like I said, there's so much in play. It's hard really to say this is who we're locking in, right? They're going to do some more research, some more lineup building, construction. If I can look at ownership and find some sites given that ownership, and he comes in lower owned, I'm going to be over the field on him. I think either way, I'm going to be over the field on Hooker, and I'll probably match him with Tillman or something.
And I totally agree on that because, for one thing, Hooker has historically played very well at Pittsburgh. And when he was at Virginia Tech, he played really well. He almost now this is a rematch game from last year, and last year he almost led him to a comeback last year. And I think a guy like Hooker is definitely like an Achilles heel for Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is going to be very concerned about the high tempo offense that Tennessee runs, which was a problem against West Virginia. And when you have a quarterback like Hooker and an offense that moves that quick, it's going to create problems for defense that didn't do a really good job last Thursday. So I totally agree on you. I think Hooker is definitely probably like my second favorite. And I think he is going to he's going to come in lower owned because remember last year Pittsburgh was like a big pass funnel last year, and I think they forced Tennessee to throw last year. They're going to force them to throw again this year, and you may even possibly play him naked because those Tennessee receivers are expensive, which we'll get to in a second. I love that call though. I think Hooker could end up as the highest scoring quarterback on the slate. Bryce Young's there. I think Bryce Young's going to be the one that was really going to go overlooked because of his price. And he had one hell of a day though. Come on, he only threw 195 yards, but he still.
That's why I said it might be Gibbs' turn, but we'll see.
And I think you're right. And I think it really we're all gonna be complaining because I know me and you played Gibbs last week, and we're gonna be complaining this week saying we should have played him this week because it's gonna. You
always play him the week after for sure.
And that's going to be the problem with Young.
At least
I think he ran more last week than did whole damn season last year. So good call, though. I like the Hooker. If I could get Hooker and Mike Wright, I'd be really happy. Who I think is going to be probably one of the more popular plays is maybe Donovan Smith.
Yeah, so sorry to cut you out there, but I think people are going to be playing someone around that price anyways. So your lineup you don't have to get super different to go Hooker. But I think on this slate, you don't have to worry about price. There's plenty of middle price of value to get.
There is.
It's really about taking from the first look now, taking stands and going with it.
And you can definitely use Smith. He's going to be popular. When Tyler Show went out in the second quarter last week, and Smith came in, he looked real comfortable as a pocket passer. He really did. And let me see how many touchdowns he had. If you count the touchdown he threw right after the Shaw injury, I think he engineered like 5 straight touchdowns. So, yeah, he was 14 for 16, 221 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, he got a lot of praise. Smith's going to be popular. I'm not sure if I'm going to go there. I got to talk about my guy, Tyler Van Dyke. I think Tyler Van Dyke's in a good spot. He's probably more GPP. But Van Dyke for Miami looked – and I'm probably being a little bit of a favorite here. I'm a homer. but
It's all right.
He should blow. Week 1, 13 of 16, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 13 of 16. Southern Miss, they only completed 6 of 14 passes last week. The thing is so Van Dyke's probably not going to have to throw 30 times for the Hurricanes to win, but even that short time, he's going to get enough done, even if he's gone by the third quarter in a blowout. But he's in the Heisman talk right now, and if Van Dyke's going to go anywhere as a Heisman talk, he needs some of them wow plays, and you need some wow plays, against the Golden Eagles that you can put on Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So I think you're going to see. Can he put up 40 yards against Southern Miss that allowed 203 yards and 3 touchdowns to 3 quarterbacks of Liberty? Yeah, definitely. But I can see 200, probably more like 200 plus. At least a couple touchdowns, and they should cruise. I mean, they're a Hard Rock. They should cruise like the victory, but definitely. So what happened with Liberty last week, he could definitely put up 400 touchdowns on his team. So I like Van Dyke a lot. Probably more of a GPP play, but I definitely like him. And we talked about before. I'm thinking who's going to be the other quarterback, because you can go really cheap this week. I think the other quarterback is going to be Clayton Tune. I think you can play Tune and Mike Wright together. I think that's going to probably be your chalky quarterback. What do you, I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if it is going to be actually chalky. I don't know what we're looking at percentage-wise. I think it's so spread out. I think we're going to get good ownership on guys. That's why I have a little skeptical locking anybody in, because I do like Hooker, but, there's going to be – I don't know if you're going to – Mike Wright might be high on. That's a low price for him. I don't think Tune will be somewhat, but there's another guy in Buckner. You got Tune. I wrote this guy's name down. I'm looking more at it, and I'm liking him less, but I still like him. It's KJ Jefferson.
No. I think he's always good. He's always good GPP play, but I think
GPP. I'm talking GPP, but I think Hartman's going to be high owned.
We didn't even mention Hartman.
That's all the guys I just mentioned: Van Dyke, Tune. And them, I think we're gonna have spread out ownership, so that'll be nice. So we won't have to worry about that too much. But I don't know why Tune's price went down.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So it did go down.
It's a tougher defense, yeah, but it's a good price, a good ask for him. And I'll finish real quick. 2 other guys I wrote down. And these are just UPP. Trey Lowe. They're going to be playing from behind. I'm finding guys that are playing from behind the whole game, or at least Vegas thinks they will be. And looking at Trey Lowe, and then Cameron Ward. From what I've gathered, he's a very athletic guy. I think the PrizePicks props on him were pretty decent actually, and he's only 4,900. They're only 17-point dogs to Wisconsin. So that could stay a decently close game there. So I think I prefer Cameron over Lowe, and I think the guy for I think Ty Keys, who is a Southern Miss regular quarterback. He has a chance to play. So I'm sorry, yeah, just keep an eye on that. But them are just 2 value guys I threw out there. Maybe in 20 max, I'm putting 2 or 3 of these guys in the lineups. But I think Ward Ward's a decent play.
Ward, I think Ward did not look good last week.
No, he didn't last week, and that's part of the reason.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have him in a bunch of lineups this week, and I agree because I love the air raid. Like I said, he didn't look good against Idaho, but he's still 215, 3 touchdowns. He still got it done. And it's only, he was a big portal pickup. He came from Incarnate Ward. Yeah, Morse came with him became the offensive coordinator. So he was a big deal. So you can't write the kid off after 1 game. And at that price, you can run a Mike Wright, Cam Ward. You can get anybody else you want. I don't think you need to with this slate, but you can pretty much get anybody you want with Ward and Wright together. But Ward, I think, is going to play much better. He's got a game under his belt. We got a couple good receivers, Donovan Ollie, Deshaun Zebring, not Zebring, Stribling. Wow. Deshaun Stribling. But I think that's a good call. So GVP, you mentioned Buckner. I'm liking Buckner more. I think you got to kind of cross out the Ohio State game too. Now he's going back to South Bend, going up against Marshall, a little bit more of a friendly matchup, and he can run. Ran 6 times at 37 yards last week, so big favorites. So he may sit down early, but you've had some good calls there. And we didn't mention Hartman. Hartman's my guy. Coming back, I guess he's fully healthy. I thought he was gonna be out for most of the year. He gets when he's got those Donovan Green, AT Perros guys back, so he could go off. But I like so many quarterbacks.
Yep.
So I guess to sum it up, because we just named a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Me personally, Mike Wright, probably Wright, and then I'm thinking either Hooker as my second or Clayton Tune. I think Clayton Tune's still too cheap. If not, though, if I make a lineup, I have all this money left over, then I'm probably going to go right to the top and go to Bryce Young. Going for Heisman Trophy. Young is not going to let you down. Even if it doesn't have a game like he did last week, he's still going to do well. Then Young will probably be my play. But all those guys, I think Donovan Smith's a good spot. We mentioned Bucket, and then I'm getting Van Dyke definitely. I'm getting Tyler Van Dyke in the lineup, and then some Cam Ward, and that's probably it. KJ Jefferson, right? Now we probably
Ward and Jefferson for GPP, but Ward. I'm pretty high on Ward. Yep.
All right, so I think we are good now. I just lost all my stats on my screen. We're good. So I guess we're good at quarterback. Let's move on to running back, and give me your top running back while I'm trying to pull my screen again. I mean, to me, I think there's 3 running. I'm going to be real simple. There's only 3 main running backs I'm using. I'm probably going to use them all in cash.
Yeah, I didn't write many running backs down yet, and I mean, I think this is where you're going to eat the chalk, right? You're going to get spread out ownership a few other places, and running back. I guess my top guy would be Vaughn. Our old buddy Deuce. I think he's going to be popular, but I like him, of course. And then of course, I'll sum up my running backs here. Chase Brown, he's going to be chalk. 6,400. He got, I'm just going to stat Chase here. He got 19 carries. He got 3 catches. He touched the ball 22 times. He was almost 8K last week. He's 6,400 now. So some of these prices are a little head scratching. But as far as maybe getting sneaky, I do think Gibbs is in play. It's a tough defense, but I think after such a letdown week that he's there. And then I'm going to finish up with 2 guys. So my next number one, I kind of skipped there at first, is Braylon Allen. I think 7K is a fair price for him. It's a decent ask for him. I'm probably, if I had to do cores now, he's a core. I'm putting him in there, and I like 7K. So at the moment, like if I do a build, it's going to be Brown, Vaughn, and Allen. And then one guy I wanted to mention, and I'll get your thoughts. I'll get your thoughts on it. Was for our boy Nixie, Chris Tyree. So he didn't have the best of games last week, and they were playing Ohio State, and they got behind in game script and so forth. But somebody's got to take that Kyron Williams lead, and I think 5,800 is a pretty good ask for him. He's not projecting well, but I think he can be a little sneaky. And let me see, Notre Dame, I think they were. Give me 1 second. They're 20-point favorites, so I think I think 5,800 is a good ask, and he can get 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, or something like that. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I like that whole matchup between Chris Tyree and Ethan Payne tomorrow. And I think that Payne's already got a couple touchdowns. So no, definitely Tyree. He's GPP only, but he's probably gonna get more opportunity to the ball because they're going up against Marshall. There should be a chance to open things up more than there was against Ohio State, obviously. And we haven't seen this season yet what Tyree's capable of. We did last year. And he has really nowhere to go but up after Ohio State made him a non-factor last week. So GP only. I mean, obviously I want to see more, but I like that on the other side. I like Ethan Payne. He's already has a couple touchdowns against Notre Dame. He's able to keep his production going. It's not gonna be that easy, but if you focus on how he succeeded in that first game, and it's not gonna be like defense like the Fighting Irish this week, but I think Payne's a good spot. So I was trying to quickly look because I think I'm almost to the point I'm going to try to get, like I said, Brown, Vaughn, and Braylon Allen in all my lineups, and then you definitely have to go cheap at quarterback, obviously. And I haven't tried to make any lineups yet, but I think you can pretty much do it. You can with like a Mikey Wright and Donovan Smith or Tyler Buckner and those guys, Dell and your quarterbacks. But those three to me are almost locks. Allen, I mean, the only thing that Allen scares sometimes is he doesn't get the 30 touches like some running backs get, but he always gets that one big breakaway guy. He's only gone over 20 carries like one time. So but good price on Allen. And same thing. The only thing, and now Chase Brown, he's a lock for me, but I saw some reports earlier this week that Barry Lundy, the offensive coordinator for Illinois, wants to give him a break. So, I mean, he's already over 350 yards rushing on the season. So that's a concern. Remember, we were talking about that last year with the Oklahoma State running back. I just draw a blank on his name. The kid from Oklahoma State. And he was just, he was his bell cow the whole season, and he slows down. So the problem is right now, without Josh McCray, and I don't think he's coming back until after the first bye week, they probably got to keep running Brown, but that is concerning Illinois. They do not want to run him like they have. So he's running a lot. But Brown's there. I mean, Deuce is Deuce. We all Deuce is a stud. I think you got to play him and what's he 7'6"? So he's 7'6", Allen 7K, and Chase Brown's only 6'4". So those three are your cash guys, definitely. Imagine if Deuce could get 30 touches. Same thing with Allen, but at least Deuce is in a passing game, and he's always going to get. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 straight 100-yard games, big play potential.
Yeah, they're 7-point favorites, which is nice. I mean,
he's going to get there.
According to Vegas, its game flow should be in his favor. So, yeah.
So we're going to use all three of those guys pretty much in cash. Other ways to go. A couple of guys I really like. Raheem Rocket Sanders. I think he's a real bell cow. He played he played like 90% of the snaps. Let me see, like 20 to 25 running back carries last week. Dom Johnson is, I think, out again. I don't think it's confirmed. I think he's likely out. So I think Rocket Sanders is one of the best running backs on a slate. If he can get to 20 carries, he's gonna, he's priced up there though. He's not cheap. He's 7'9". So he's more than Deuce. He's more than Allen. But look what
good play.
Killed Cincinnati though on the they put 447 against Cincinnati. So I think Sanders in a really good spot. Bijan Robinson, I think, is in a great spot for GPPs. I think nobody's going to be on him at all. So because of the other matchup with Bama. And then I think I have a couple other guys I think you could definitely use if you need value, if you want to go up with like a Bryce Young and go up, some real expensive receivers. I think you got Gavin Williams for Iowa. He's back this week, I believe. And he's got an offensive line now that's got some experience returning. And he didn't play last week, but Gavin Williams is more of a downhill running back type. He's not afraid of contact. He's going to finish runs. And I know that Iowa, everything I've seen, Iowa is trying to become a more consistent ground game this year. So Gavin Williams a little bit. And I got two more guys, Jarrell Brock, a value play. You got to put that on mute for a second. I'm catching that echo. And then Brock's like the Brees Hall. So I think he's gonna get a bunch of touches. Anybody that's come in to face Brees, that's coming into in Brees Hall's shoes, and he's not even the guy there. So I can't remember who the other kid is that's actually going to be the running back, but he's definitely in play, Brock. And then my sneaky play, I think, who is Nakia Watson. Maybe Nakia Watson is more of a revenge game type, but I think Nakia Watson going up against Wisconsin. Let me see. I just had So Watson's like 3 years in Wisconsin before he went to WSU, and last season, last season you only carried about 36, 114 yards, but Graham Mertz is definitely. Graham Mertz. I was reading a story about how he's really close to Graham Mertz, and it's a big rivalry between him and Mertz. And this is a kid that's going to be real physical. He's really quick, super talented. I said he was a three star, I believe. I said revenge game, going back against his boys, guys like Mertz. I think it's more of a gut call, but I could definitely see him. He was a starter. He was a starter at one point. He had 134 yards. So I think Watson's a good spot. So he's more of a GBP, of course. Sneaky gut play. And then you got Frank Gore. Frank Gore does it all. Especially if he gets more reps at quarterback, he's going to be a good spot. Knighton for Miami. I think he's back this week. This pretty much it's all my plays there, but I think it's all between Chase. It's all to me Chase Brown, Deuce Vaughn, and Allen, and then everything else flows from there. David and Chain, I guess.
What do you? Since you're a homer, I didn't mean to ask you about Knighting.
He's GBP play because he's been out and he's gonna be sharing time with Henry Parrish, but I'm gonna have him in something because I really like the whole way this Miami's definitely gonna be running the ball, and it's gonna be a blow. So Miami's gonna run the ball more when it's a blow. And no, and one of our kid is the Singleton kid for Penn State. I think he looked really good last week. People, we're talking that he didn't look good. I think he looked really good. So you got Singleton for Penn State. He's in. If I'm making 5 lineups, I'm gonna have definitely Singleton in one lineup. So that's pretty much it for my running backs, I believe.
All right, I'm good with running back.
All right, let's switch over to I'm real bad at these screens. So let's go to wide receiver and give me your top wide receiver.
Oh well, I don't. What I like to do and what I've been doing is kind of correlating the guys. Right? There's a lot of. We talked about quarterbacks, but man, we got a plethora of wide receivers. Right? You got Smith. You got Burton. I do like the Tillman. I like Tillman matched with Hooker. I don't know if I can make that work, but I'm also not afraid to go back to Hyatt. Now, Hyatt scored us a touchdown in the first drive, I think. And then, I don't know, he got, one catch after that? It was kind of tilting. He wasn't even that high owned. He was only 5,500. So, I like Parker Washington. But, I'm looking at maybe putting Hyatt or Tillman with Hooker there, correlating some guys. Who do you got as top guy?
So if I'm going to get all these running backs in, I mean, of course, I'm looking at Michael Mayer. I still think Michael Mayer is still too cheap. This guy's an NFL prospect. Last week is a little bit of a story, and I think a lot of that too was also game script for Meyer. So I would give them a pass on that. Also looking at Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell is probably going to be in my main lineup right now. Tank Dell, I mean, just like last season, nothing changed. Still Tune's top target. Last week, 5 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was a little streaky at the beginning, but still, I mean, he ended up having a good game. That was the overtime game. So I think Dell's in play, and then you got another kid there in Golden. So I think this Golden kid could be really sneaky play after Dell. And of course, once again, this is if you're multi-entering. I don't mind Golden. Matthew Golden, he's a true freshman. He was like an early enrollee, but he was a big talk of summer camp. I guess in spring, they're real impressed with his playmaking. So, but I'm looking at Dell. Of course, you got Anis Smith. He's in play. I think Burton's probably your Burton's. If you can get the Burton, Burton probably is your top guy. Remember, this guy won the national championship for Georgia and still hit the transfer portal. Why? Because that offensive system won't showcase their offensive weapons. You know what I mean? So if you can get Burton in there, he's a good spot. And then lastly, a couple other plays I like. Of course, I like A.T. Perry, but I like Donovan Green possibly even better. Even though Green did out target him last week. I think Green's in a better spot, but I'm also looking at these Virginia guys. You might have to put your thing on mute. I'm hearing myself talking. So
turn me down.
That's right. I kept hearing myself. Right. You got the 2 guys from Virginia. You got Wicks. And then I think even a better spot, you got LaBelle Davis. So first, I think LaBelle Davis is probably my top value. Now he was out with ACL, and he finally came back. And he scored Virginia's first points of the season. I mean, he turned to catch. He's the type of guy. I mean, he turned to catch on a post, and he went. I mean, went down the field. He's blazing speed. So I like him. I like Wicks. I think Wicks is probably one of the top receivers. Last year he broke Virginia's single-season receiving record last year. And he's the guy that he missed 2 years ago. He missed the entire season. So he's the type of guy. I mean, Wicks can take a short pass, go the distance, all-around great player. And then I'm looking at the guys like Mitchell Tinsley, Parker Washington from Penn State. And I know a lot of people talking about Parker Washington is going to get his due this week. But remember, Mitchell Tinsley is Sean Clifford's roommate, and they've been roommates now since like last spring. So I think Tinsley is going to actually end up as a top guy there in Penn State.
Yep.
So they're my. I mean, I just named a bunch of them too, but they're my top receivers.
Yeah. So, like I had said earlier, I do like Tillman or Hyatt with them. And what I've done so far is Dell. I can probably play without playing Tune. If I don't go Tune, I'll play Dell either way. I did like Manjack too. You like Golden, all right? I think they're GPP plays if you want to put 2 with them. Dell did have a rough go last week, and he did get overtime to get a couple more points, but that's fine. He no reason he should be 6K, right? But then I'm also looking at like matching Hartman with Perry, looking at Tune and Dell, Van Dyke and who's that guy who's 5,500? Hold on, Shepard, right? I like Shepard some. I like in Shepard more and more because I kind of like to correlate them with Wright. And then, yeah, so you talked about Mayer, and then I like Mallory also for cheap. I think Mallory's a pretty good.
Always,
but there's a plethora. This is why Discord is so important. And like I've mentioned before, you have a nick for finding that value receiver. But then there's just always a plethora of receivers that you can go with. Lavelle Davis, remember him from last year? We used to play him with Wick. We used to play who was the quarterback last year?
Armstrong.
Shadrack. No, what?
Armstrong.
Yeah, we'd play two Virginia guys. We'd play Wick and Davies.
Billy Kemp. Davis was out last year. Billy Kemp. We didn't even mention Billy Kemp.
Didn't Davis? He started the year though, right? No,
I can't. You could be right. I know it's ACL. Now you could.
Maybe I got the names mixed up, but I thought we had used them somewhat. My bad if not. But either way, with Virginia, you can play two receivers with them. Who else did I write down? Oh, I did write down Bradley for Texas Tech. Yeah, I wrote Bradley down. I'm talking about correlation. So him with Smith. That's kind of as far as I've got. And I normally do like to match a receiver with my with the quarterback that I use, and just hope they kind of connect. So you might want to find some secondary choices if you use like let's look, if you use like Hartman, you can look at a Morin or I think Morin had a crazy good game last week, didn't he?
Who?
Yeah. Morin. Taylor Morin?
Oh, Tyler Morin, yeah. For
Taylor, yeah. Taylor. Yeah. Either way,
Taylor Morin,
maybe getting Taylor instead of, I think A.T. Perry might be a little chalky. I don't know though, but if you get someone like a Taylor Morin or whatever with him, you might, like I said, you can play some of them by themselves. But I just to sum it up, I do think guys like Mayer and Mallory, and they won't be too sneaky, but I think they're in play.
I think Mayer is going to have his week this week, and I agree. I think your top receivers. If you guys can hear us, I'm getting a bad echo in my ear. But Jermaine Burton and Cedric Tillman, I think are like your top dogs. They're your guys. And after that, then you got guys like A.T. Perry, Dontavian Wicks we mentioned, Donovan Green. I actually made Green a little bit better than Perry, Parker Washington, Tinsley, then Nathaniel Dell. And then some value guys I didn't mention Trey Knox. I think could be possible. Got like Tyler Harry, Tyler Harrell, Mike Meyer, and we mentioned Davis from Virginia. So there are top receivers, and there's so many other guys. Xavier Worthy is going up against Bam and all that. So that's our receivers. So I'm just going to quickly run it. I'm just going to quickly kind of recap it. I'll give you a chance to kind of think of your cores. So at quarterback, Bryce Young, one of the top guys, Young and Hartman. Hooker, I'm looking more cheaper guys like a Mikey Wright, guys like a Buckner. And then you got other guys in the middle there, Ben Armstrong, Tyler Van Dyke, like for GPPs, Clayton Tune, who actually may be my cash quarterback with Wright, and guys like a Sean Clifford, which we didn't really mention, but Clifford's in there too. And the running backs, I think it's all about Deuce Vaughn, Brian Allen, Vaughn, Allen, Jahmyr Gibbs, and who's the third guy? Chase Brown. Chase Brown, Vaughn, Allen, my guys. And you got Jahmyr Gibbs, and then you got a bunch of other guys who we talk about, long shots, but guys like Nakia Watson, Jarrell Brock, Gavin Williams, they're all cheapies, and then like Henry Parrish, Knighton from Miami. And that's pretty much a wrap up. give me your top. Give me, like, if you count like a core, your top like 3 guys.
Yeah, so I'll just go with Hooker, Allen, and Tillman. I really like them. I'm high on them, and I'll take a stand on them. I do like your Singleton call. I'm looking at that. I think PSU is what, 25-point favorites?
Singleton's gonna break out.
Yeah, I like that call on him. But that more GPP. But I was looking at Clifford a little bit with that spread, but if you, I'm talking about correlation, maybe some Parker Washington with him, but right now I'm going to go Hooker, Braylon, and Tillman.
All right, Mike. I'm looking at Mikey Wright from Vanderbilt. I may change that. I got to look into Mike Wright more. I don't like using a guy that's really, really expensive. I mean, really, really high owned. He always seems to burn you. But
you mentioned him 3 days ago. I can vouch for that. So
I like the kid from Maryland last week. Even though I wasn't on him, but remember, I mean, everybody was on him. He was cheap, high owned. What happened? But I'm on Wright. And then it's all about the 3 running backs: Allen, Chase Brown, Deuce Vaughn, and I think my top receiver is going to be, I think probably Tank Dell. Tank Dell's one of my favorites.
Awesome.
PrizePicks.
PrizePicks.
Have you seen anything in PrizePicks? I have a couple.
I got Van Dyke at you would know more. I haven't looked at PrizePicks a ton. I just kind of matching up some of our plays. They got Van Dyke at 5 rushing yards. I don't know. I was thinking the over on that. You mentioned earlier this week Malik Cunningham. Well, he was at 44 point.
Yeah, what's he at now?
He's at 50.5. I still think it's viable.
50. Yeah, I wouldn't go over 50.5. I think that was my cutoff point, 50.5.
Yeah,
so Malik's still viable. Tavion Robinson over 4.5 receptions. That's not in this slate, but it's the weekend. Look at Tavion Robinson from Kentucky. Or if it's still 4.5, I like that call a lot. And then the other call I liked was Jermaine Burton over 69.5 receiving yards.
Oh, good call.
-115 on DraftKings books. Jermaine over 69.5 receiving yards. So Tavion Robinson over 4.5 receptions. Jermaine Burton over 69.5 receiving yards. You mentioned Tyler Van Dyke over the rushing, and that's probably the 3 we got right now. We'll have more. We'll have obviously more in Discord, but that's pretty much where we're going.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think that's good. We'll probably
let's get it.
I said tomorrow, the soccer 9 a.m. If this echo is bothering anybody, I'll have that fixed by next week. It's I got to figure something out here. It's in my ear, but
yeah, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Maybe it's on my end, but whatever. I apologize. And soccer tomorrow 9 a.m. NFL show at 9:30 Saturday morning. And then, of course, you have college football all day. Tomorrow, MLB, of course, and all that. And that's it. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you back next Thursday night.
Good luck. See you in Discord.